So, do you remember, like going to the store, to the general store, like just as a small boy, like maybe your mom would say, we need to get something for supper, or, you know, do you remember that? Just walking to the store? Would it be Amarante's, or would it be your grandpa's store?
No, I never went to my grandpa's store because he was probably closed by the time I was born, but we used to have an account with Amarante, you know, and then we would go and buy regular groceries, probably every weekend when they would get paid, you know. We'd go to, like, I remember Bad Rights and Capital Food Store.
Bad Rights, yeah, the old stores.
Oh yeah, they
Don
were.
Jose's, did you ever trade or buy at stuff at Don Jose's grocery store?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember the Longhorn cheese and?
Oh yeah, and well, he used to grow his own tobacco.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, no, he always chewed and that punche,
Yeah, he
what
was,
they call
yeah,
punche.
yeah, you know.
He used to grow it in the backyard, because I know it, we used to steal it. Or maybe borrow it.
Probably you bought it.
No, the kids would get together, we'd get higher than hell if we that toxic thing, you know. But it was good for him, he was always chewing. He was always chewing.
And I was
He was a good old man.
I was mentioning last night to somebody that Don Jose, when I remember when he write things, he would lick the pencil.
Every time. Lead pencil, man.
The pencil.
And
Oh, yeah, the below you're taking one, Oh, yeah.
so May said that he had, like, one part of his thumb was red, and the other blue, because he would do the two sides of the pencil.
Yeah, he was a good man. He had a lot of stories to tell. Porrito.
Yes.
Don Jose.
Sí, sí.
Just things that would happen in the village, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, if you have a village store,
Well, that was
you know everything about the community
Well, that's
and
where
the
they
people.
hung out. Everybody, you know, get together, and as a man, you know, just their bitotes going over there and Calle Nuevo, you know.
I remember when I was a kid that Filimon had his shop. All the kids would get together there, you know. Porfirio and all those guys that were older than us. And we'd go and see what the heck they were doing, you know.
In the mechanic shop.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And you had all those pictures of World War II around on the walls, you know, the airplanes and that stuff.
Remember Jacobo's brother,
Oh, the one with the ice cream.
Richard?
Richard, yeah, he used to,
Yeah, they named him Payless.
oh yeah, why?
Payless. I don't know, I guess he was always, well, can I pay less for this? Amarante put him Payless. Payless. Have you seen Payless? Yeah, he went to work this morning.
He died in an accident, I guess, in his truck going to towns or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, right there at the horseshoe,
Uh-huh.
there was, it was snow, you know, there was ice. And the truck, he didn't quite make it to the other side, so he started rolling back, and he went over the,
He went over the...
no guardrail, no nothing,
Yeah,
but
back
back
in
in
the
those
days,
days, you know. Yeah. We almost went down there, because we were working at Costilla, redoing that church up there, me and my uncle Rosinaldo, for John Gianardi,
Rosinaldo, whose son is he?
Fabian.
So he was.
He's my dad's brother.
Okay, so your dad had, who were his brothers? He's only two of them?
Oh no, Rosinaldo and Ramon.
Ramoncito or?
No, Ramon Romero. He was married to Helen
Helen,
Apodaca.
I guess, I don't know, I can't remember him.
You don't remember him? He was a baby of the family.
Ramon, Edwina Soto and then,
Okay, that era entenada de él, no?
oh, that's,
Because Helen had
okay
Edwina.
now. Okay now.
Yeah,
So Helen had Edwina.
yeah.
Oh, those? So I thought Edwina was Rosinaldo's
No,
daughter.
well, Edwina Romero, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Edwina
yes.
Romero, yeah.
Okay.
And then he had, my Tio Ramon had Ricky and
Yes, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, yes, okay.
Yeah, that was my dad's brother. My dad had Rosinaldo and him were the only brothers, no?
Okay. See, that's interesting.
That Romero family was big way at one time.
You know, it's interesting. The Romeros were the majority in Lower Agua Fria. Montoyas were the majority. You count them, you know, because, man, there's San Pascual,
Oh, yeah.
Lino,
Yeah. The
Rudy's,
Montoyas.
Herman, you know. And over here you got all the Romeros. And that's, see, for the first time I'm beginning to see the triangle there, the different Anastasios, you know, and
Yeah.
Fabians, and, you know. The middle Agua Fria, it, okay, I don't know, it was mixed. There weren't any,
Well,
the biggest family, you know, naming middle Agua Fria, you know, from Amarantes to the Crisalta, would probably be.
It's just you guys, the Gallegos
Pero-
and the
the
Gonzaleses.
Gonzalez and Chavez, you know, the Romero, you know, the La Sala and Melinda and them.
Yeah,
So maybe more Romeros there.
yeah. See, I don't even know. I'm sure that we were related somehow, you know.
It's gotta be, I know we are, I know we are.
It's gotta be somewhere down the line, all the Romeros, all the Montoyas, you know.
What do you remember about the Sala?
La Sala.
Yeah, Romero.
Well, I guess one of my biggest inspiration in that Sala was Henry Chavez, no?
Henry, yes.
Henry Chavez was, because he's the one that really invited me to play with him one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I was just sitting there and he said, somebody told me that you played guitar. I said, a little bit, you know. So he went and bought a guitar. I said, come on. And I played with him. He says, if I ever need you, can I call on you? I said, well, yeah, you know. So he did for one dance, you know. And I don't even know what I did, but he said I did okay. So, but I don't know. I just took the chords from what he would tell me to play. I would play, and that was my first experiences in the audience, you know. And all shy, you know.
Oh, you know.
All shy, but
It's cute to have that little stage, no, right in the corner
oh,
there.
yeah, it's but
Could I give this to you, Mr. Romero? If you just thread it through the bottom button on your shirt down here and then up through your collar and attach it.
So I wanted to ask you, because we talked a little bit about picking piñón, and you know, a lot of people have experiences like going up to the mesa in the Caja del Rio. Do you have any stories about that? Maybe going for wood or,
oh
yeah.
I was I did a lot of wood cutting like that, no,
Mm-hmm.
helping my dad, and then of course for my own survival,
Yeah.
we used to go hunting back here at Bachman and Piñón. That's a good area for Piñón, but you also have a lot of snakes back there.
Ah.
I've seen some big snakes back there. But we used to bring wood to sell and to burn in the wintertime. And as a matter of fact, John Garcia had about 7 kids, and we went piñón picking there, and we lost one of them.
Oh,
We couldn't find. Well, we finally found him, but there we spent the whole day looking for him instead of piñón picking. No? Till we finally found him. But Bachman is
John Garcia?
John Garcia.
And Natch?
I used to work with him.
Oh, okay.
We're friends. You know Lawrence Garcia, don't you? That's one of his sons. But that was a good piñón picking area.
So who taught you how to hunt? Your dad or?
No, actually, my brother-in-law, Larry Jacobs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Larry Jacobs is he's the first one that I went hunting with and fishing.
Yeah.
Well,
Because a lot of the boys, the young boys that, you know, their dads were always so busy, like Amarante would take him since he didn't have a son of his own, you know, he just had the daughters and he'd take like Arturito and, you know, all kinds of people.
oh yeah, no, I saw Marante many times at Bachman hunting.
Yeah.
He was a good man.
Yeah.
He was a good man.
And everyone would kind of go hunting up at the La Mesa and they'd all have their stories of the one that got away, huh?
Oh yeah, the big ones, you know. Or or that canyon's too deep to go into.
Yeah.
There's a sportsmanship. No, we did a lot of hunting and fishing in my time. I still do. I don't go hunting anymore, but I do fish. Yeah.
Like, so Larry Jacobs taught you how to butcher and the animal, and because that's like more the work than the hunting is,
Oh,
really.
yeah. Well, he used to cut meat for Pacheco, Pacheco's groceries. He used to work there, and he taught me how to cut meat and stuff like that, and how to open up an animal, which at first is kind of odd, but it's easy afterwards. You get used to it. I've had a lot of experiences with animals like that. Then of course my grandfather in the Cienega had cattle and stuff like that, so I knew how to do that for a long time. Because that was one of his traditions. Every summer after the harvest and stuff, man, he'd do a big barbecue, for the whole neighborhood. Everybody, it was all family or neighborhood oriented stuff.